between a man and a woman, and if it's normal and a stay-at-home dad can happily compete with other stay-at-home dads, he's going to become a better stay-at-home dad. All the testosterone that goes wastefully in competing about the other things just disappears. So, I mean, my girlfriend makes more money than I do. Do I have a problem? No. The thing is that privilege creates inequality. People who work at home are house helps. The husband works, the wife works. I think they're both equal. Do they fight about who's working more, who's working less? No, not at all. They're only trying to survive. It's our society that creates inequality. How do we end it? Exactly how Archana ma'am said. Like, it's so simple that our parents would have probably passed down very subtle, simple signs that one of the other is a little more important. We use those signs and we project into society. So once we learn, if we parent our children better, maybe the next generation doesn't have this concept at all.
I just have to say that I think inequality and equality is all the state of mind, and it's about choices. For example, if I want to make more money than my husband, I can. It's my choice that I balance house and my professional life. Now, however, saying that, I'm the kind of a woman, if I make more money than my husband, I don't think I'll value him enough. It's just one of those things. It's just having more femininity than masculinity, and femininity and masculinity we all have in each other. Depends what you want to. And there are some women who want to make more money, and some then they have to get married to the sort of partner who can make a bit less and is okay staying at home. So I think it's the choice, and it's just up to us.
Thank you so much for both your perspectives.
I think they both have said, no? Talk about me. Like for me, I came from a very, very orthodox, old school family background. Okay. For me, that was too unrevealing in this poisonous life. Okay. Where people have always entangled me in their whims, where voices sound like sweet like melodies, but their deeds is as ghastly as deceit. Though I'm deprived by my own ones, but still sense of humor remains. Yeah. I have seen but never experienced joy and mirth. Why did I die at my birth? This was the phrase always was with me since my childhood. But I changed the perception, because till the time you respect your own self, you start loving your own self, the world will love you. Okay? And I'm very bold, unapologetic. People may judge me, people will not judge me. This is the Rohit Verma is all about. Full of honesty, Krishna conscious person. That's what I give the society. All this equality people are talking about, we all have to, peek inside within ourselves. Our consciousness, are we clear? Whatever you're talking, accepting the society is very, very important. And you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
By calling me over here, not judging me, and doing this kind of beautiful thing. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Now let's go ahead to Mrs. Vora. As a woman, how hard was it for you to make it to the top? And were there any challenges in your journey?
Well, first of all, congratulations, Pranaya. It's a pleasure to be here, to look at your efforts, and it makes me very proud at some stage, my daughter as well. And she's pursuing her professional education, and so it makes me very proud to look at the next generation.
Thank you so much.
And I don't think we need to empower you. I think you all are empowered enough. Now, coming to your question, there are always challenges in life, right? And I think I resonate with so many of the thoughts that our peers over here have voiced out. And I think I'd just like to build upon what their responses are. It's all about self-belief, like Rohit said. If you respect yourself, I think we can all negotiate making space for ourselves in the relationships that we are in. And these relationships are professional relationships as well. So we need to have belief in ourselves. We need to be able to make space for ourselves. We need to be able to voice our thoughts, stand up for what we believe in. And diversity, equity, and inclusion begin with us, right? It's very, amusing for me to look at this audience and look at where the male members are all, seated absolutely towards the fringes. But does it mean that when we go back into our homes, we are going to, experience the phenomena of diversity and inclusion differently? So I just want to kind of spend a moment helping us to think about what we are exactly talking about. When we speak about diversity, we are thinking about differences and noting those differences. When we talk about equality, it's about creating space for each other, right? And being mindful about it. That's what Rohit also spoke about. Can we be mindful in these spaces? And when we are speaking about inclusion, it means building systems and building those kind of rules and regulations which integrate all of it. Is just about acknowledging differences, but inclusion is far more powerful. So I think we should remain oriented towards being inclusive, and that's a challenge every day.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vora, for your enriching answer. Now let's come back to Mr. Verma. So my next question is to you. You're an integral part of the fashion industry today. But what have your observations been in terms of gender biases in your industry?
Well, I come from a very modern industry, It's not as like we are gender biased. It's like we accept everybody. Like Archana has also made transgender walks in her show. Yeah, she did for the Bombay Dance Fashion Week. So I think acceptance, like people accepting, like lots of transgenders are coming out, they are walking the ramp, they're in different fields. We are getting a respect, okay? But I'm not, see, this only happening in metropolitan city. But recently I went to Rishikesh, I went to small places, still people are really very old school. They still don't believe like each and everybody is very talented. So accepting is very, very important, So awareness like this from now the social media is a very strong medium, right? So I keep on telling Sarah, you have to do something for the LGBT community. Right? But what I'm trying to explain that if you create an awareness about that we all are equal, and there are so many Rohit Varmas, so many Ojas Rajani are there in places like Satna, Jabalpur, Katni, all these places I've never been heard, but still they're leading a very. I get so many DMs from a small town that they are just so depressed and they're not very open about to talk to their parents about their sexuality. So I think it's very important that we create awareness and we send them a strong message that acceptance is very important.
Okay, great.